Hey, how's it going? I'm Adrienne Elise. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on right now. We are having some powerful changes going on in our world. We have been for the last 4 or 5 years. And we have not yet really seen the manifested reality of those changes. The vibration of our planet is increasing dramatically. And what's happening is that the lower astral realms of negative energy, of soul spirits that have been stuck in a ghost-like form, not able to move through all the realms back to the light. Right now, this is an emptying out of the lower astral plane. So what we're seeing is an expression of the darkness that's been suppressed, that's been hidden. And so take heart to know that right now we are actually, the planet is raising in vibration. And this week we actually have it's an intense time, and we're kind of, astrologers are just talking about how, for a while be like, well, when we get through this intense time, and right now into 2020, it's just intense. It just keeps getting more and more intense. But what's happening is continual opportunities to initiate out of the illusion of separation, the illusion of duality. We all share this core wound, and right now Chiron coming to the last degrees of the last part of Pisces is talking about this. It's talking about our collective woundedness, and our collective woundedness comes from this illusion that we're separated from source, or we're separated from God or creator or spirit, or whatever you want to call it. But as you go further in your evolution spiritually, it's inevitable to come across this feeling and understanding that actually we are one. We are all the same. We're actually a manifested facet and a myriad of opportunities for us to manifest, but we're a manifested facet of source energy. So the fact that we, this belief system that has kind of kept us stuck in this lower vibrational energy around being separated from that source is a total illusion. So that's what's going on. It's kind of waking up. We've been doing so much core individual work on our core wounds, with Chiron being so activated in the last couple of years. But what we're seeing now is that this is a collective wound. This is a collective wound in our identity that's saying that we are not a part of source. So what we're looking at, this shift and this change and this Aries full moon that's happening on Thursday this week, is also kind of, it speaks to this opportunity. We're going to have continual opportunities here where, amidst all the crazy chaos breakdown that's going on, there's moments of harmony, moments of being able to step through the veil and start living a different life. We're all making a choice right now and in these next couple of years, whether we want to become conscious co-creators of our reality. And that means just living the truth that we are divine, that we are an expression of the divine, and being aware of our vibrational frequency and the power of our thoughts and our words. And then the other choice is to stay a victim of your reality. So we're going back and forth here between these different timeline opportunities. It's like, oh, life is really intense, and why is it this way? And then kind of coming out, breaking through, and seeing into a new reality. So that's kind of what the energy of this Aries full moon is. I hope you can join me for the live activation. That's going to happen tomorrow, Wednesday at noon Mountain Standard Time. So the information is in the description here of this live, Facebook Live, so you can sign up for that and get a handle on this energy. Take opportunity of what's going on here, because there's actually a ton of harmony right now. An opportunity to just step through and leave behind these delusions and become that co-creator of your life rather than a victim to your reality. And so Pluto is our planet of death and destruction and breaking down what's no longer serving. And it's in the sign of Capricorn, our structures of our lives, and particularly authority structures, the belief systems within that keep beating us up, that our authority belief system within, that there's some force out there that gets to decide whether we get to survive or have what we need, and if we're doing it right, if we're doing it wrong. So Pluto, the destroyer, has gone direct and is moving into the second part of Capricorn. And so it's just kind of like getting ready to break down. But the cool thing about this week is that Mars and Venus are coming together right now. That happens on Thursday exact, on the day of the full moon. But Mars and Venus are both trining up with Pluto, as well as Pallas Athene in Taurus. So Pallas Athene is an asteroid goddess, and making the third point of this triangle, it's really potent. And it's saying that, in Mars and Venus coming together, this is the end of the war of the sexes. This is saying, you guys, we have been completely deceived in believing that we needed to have, in this duality consciousness, and we of course bought into it completely, that we need to have an enemy. And of course the male and the female, separate parts of manifested duality, became enemies. And so there's this beautiful energy right here, right now, this week, of this Mars and Venus coming together in Virgo the Virgin. And so it's kind of coming together to an initiatory step into a new future, where you can let go of this enemy within and understand that this is just belief systems that have been conditioned into your reality and into generations of your bloodline. And so it's a lot to come out of, but that's what's happening. So trine energies are really harmonious. So it's like we're having that breakdown, and the breakdown has got to happen of these things that have power over us that really don't have any power, because we are the source of power and life in this life. We are source energy. We're a manifested part of that. We cannot be separate from it. It's not even possible. That's the great delusion we're coming out of. And so right now there's this beautiful harmonized energy with this grand earth trine to clean up the enemy, clean up Earth as the enemy, that we're a victim of these storms, when we actually have the conscious power to be able to create our optimal weather. And so coming out of a victim of the other people in this world, when actually we're all a part of this same force. And so when you really come into this understanding that you're a facet of a whole, and you have your individual expression, but we're all manifested from this one origin of energy. And then it's just really hard to have an enemy. And then we've come to the reality that the enemy we've really had, and this earth trine is helping us to heal and shift and change, is that the enemy, we've been fighting this in our physical body and on the earth, like we're trying to conquer the earth and rape the earth and rape the divine feminine. And so there's just so much healing right now, because Pallas Athene is diplomacy. It's like, let's talk this through. Let's find a solution. We can do this together. And so the masculine and feminine coming together in Virgo, which is like, let's clean it up. Let's discriminate. Let's see the truth. And it's like, yeah, the breakdown of structures has got to happen. But the main breakdown of structure that you need to be concerned with, or we individually right now, is this bigger picture of whether or not, this delusion of whether or not we have an enemy, and whether or not we're supported by the universe, even when it looks like we're not. So this is kind of what's going on right now. When you have the physical symptoms, when you get sick, they come after the disease is in your energy field. Okay, so say you get a cold, you're going to have that cold, the symptoms of that, the contagion of that cold, but your physical symptoms don't come until a day or two after. So you have to understand, we've been going through this massive upheaval and change in our planetary energies, and now we're starting to see the effect of that. But this is a healing crisis. This is the lower astral planes emptying out all the bullshit so that we can start to think straight again, so we can come into the truth of how powerful we really are, and be able to let the things fall away in our life that are based on these false belief systems, that there's an enemy or some sort of authority out there that gets to say what our life is like. And so this is a massive shift for humanity. But with that Aries full moon and this powerful grand earth trine, we are stepping through this initiatory place. And I think what we're going to see over the next 3 years to 2020 is kind of continued opportunities, step through this gateway. But why not practice? Why not get into it? Why not let yourself feel what it's like to feel supported by the universe, to feel the love of Mother Earth? we're having a massive opportunity. A big part of this activation is going to be like connecting into Mother Earth and feeling safe and loved and held, and understanding that, you know, she's not our scary mother who's going to come along and ravage us in a storm, that she is our loving mother, our divine feminine, an expression of the regeneration, the regenerative qualities of the goddess. And so this opportunity to come into this deep connection with Mother Earth. So I hope you'll join me for that live activation tomorrow, Wednesday at noon. If you can't make the live activation, go ahead and sign up. You can get instant access to the replay to watch whenever you're ready. And if your intention is to join, this is all channel messages. It's coming through in the words that are going to help you individually. And so your intention to join in the activation allows for those messages that you might need to hear individually to come through, even on the replay. So I look forward to seeing you there. Until then, just hang in there. There's chaos going on, but this is actually a clearing out of the invisible chaos that's been going on for far too long. And so just trust that that's what's happening in your life too. Things have to bloom in order for you to find those belief systems that need to be changed. And so things are coming up right now, especially with this Chiron being activated, but so much harmony and support in being able to change our belief systems and step through the veil, step into a new reality, and become that conscious co-creator rather than a victim with an enemy. So I look forward to tomorrow on the live activation. I hope that you're doing okay out there, and keep tuning in for the Gaia Dailies for when things like this are really going on my Facebook page, and so that we can be together through this. Okay, I look forward to it. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.